If you are a Clemson fan, you should be rooting for Florida State and UNC for the rest of the year. Florida State, the reason why, because you need a strength of schedule. And you also should be rooting for LSU to win out. Because if LSU wins out and Florida State wins out, that improves Florida State's strength of schedule. Florida State beat LSU at the beginning of the year. And if Florida State beats Florida, that means that it will have 2 wins over 2 SEC teams. Right? So that will increase Clemson's strength of schedule. And if Clemson beats South Carolina at the end of the year, that means they beat another SEC team. It makes Clemson argument over strength of schedule a lot better. You also should be rooting for a UNC team to win out. You would say you would want Wake Forest to win out. However, with Wake Forest losing to Louisville and Syracuse kind of struggling now, it makes the strength of schedule look a little bit weaker for Clemson. And NC State is on a downturn. So you should be rooting for those teams to win out. They help the strength of schedule. A 9-3 Florida State team looks a lot better than with 2 SEC wins than the Wake Forest win. Just being honest with you. A lot of Michigan fans are upset that Clemson's ranked ahead of them. Let's be honest. Go look at it. Clemson has beat 5 ranked teams this year. No, it wasn't 5 ranked teams. 3 ranked teams and 5 teams over 500. Michigan only has 2 wins versus teams over 500. Don't know how, and their schedule gets weaker as time goes on until they get to Illinois and Ohio State. And Clemson's schedule gets stronger as time goes on. So we got to be rooting for some of these other teams to keep winning and having better records than Michigan does. And a lot of this going to short themselves out because Michigan and Ohio State going to have to play at the end of the year. Michigan also plays Illinois, who's pretty good this year. So we're going to have to get a spot. Tennessee plays Georgia, so that's going to straighten themselves out. And then the winner have to go on, more than likely to play Alabama in the SEC championship game, which I'm rooting for LSU to win. That'll take Alabama out the equation. And I'll be honest with you, TCU should be ranked above Alabama. They're undefeated and they beat 4 ranked teams. I can't tell you, and Alabama struggled this year. So it is what it is. And Alabama has a very hard schedule. They got LSU this week, and they got Ole Miss coming out the bye. So they're going to have a hard time coming up the next couple of weeks in the SEC championship game if they can beat LSU. So to recap, Florida State and UNC we should be rooting for. Okay, UNC and Wake Forest going to have to play. I'd rather have UNC win that game than Wake Forest. It's called strategical strategy. We got to beat those teams. We got maybe Louisville also do pretty well. And if Louisville beats Kentucky, hey, the SEC, ACC has something to say about it. Y'all have a great morning.